Okay, in today's first video, this isn't the assignment. Okay, I want you to do this so along with the video, so Monday you're ready to roll. Okay, now you're solving the system for x and y for both variables, but you are not going to be graphing. Pretty much the only way you really would know how to do this is if you found an x or a y by itself. It doesn't have to be the y. It can be the x or it can be the y. Okay? Can be the x, can be the y. It doesn't have to be y. It has to be y if you're graphing, but we're not graphing. So I circle each equals and I say, okay, do I have an x or a y on one side by itself in one of the two equations? Yeah, that x is by itself. So I box that up, and that's known as the base variable. And what the base is equal to is x minus 3. You're going to want to circle that. Now, this is known as your off-base equation, so you transition that over here. 3x plus 4y equals 7. So since x is my base variable, whatever the base variable is, it could be x or y. In this case, it's x. We put a parentheses around the x. Now again, what letter goes in parentheses? The one that's the base variable. Because you're going to take that x out, scribble it out, and above it you're going to put what it equals, which is y, the expression y minus 3. Now I can solve for y, because what I'm going to do is drop my 3 and then make my parentheses, and inside I put y minus 3, the entire expression. Now after that I close up the parentheses, I have to add 4y, and then I equal 7. Okay, now I'm going to be solving for y. So times plus negative, if you want to put a 1 there, do it. Okay. Now I'm going to start just dropping the plus. I'm going to do my rainbows, but I'm just going to take 3 times 1y, which is 3y, and 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. I'm not going to write it off to the side like 3 dot 3 dot, because that's going to take, this will shorten things up. And then I add the 4y. So just multiply it from there, times, because otherwise it takes longer than it needs to. Okay, so I combine the y's. They're on the same side of the equals. You don't take out the smaller, you just combine the like terms, and that's 7y plus negative 9, and over here you got 7. Okay, now I'm ready to solve for y. Got y is multiplied by 7. It has a negative 9 added to it, so we add 9, that's 16. Okay, then we divide by 7, and I get a pretty sloppy looking answer here. Yeah, so I go second, PRB equals 2 and 2 sevenths, so y is equal to 2 and 2 over 7. Okay, now to solve for x, we use one of the two original equations. We use the one that's got the x by itself. That would make more sense than messing around with the other one. Okay, now I parenthesize my y, I scribble it out, and I write 2 and 2 sevenths. So x is equal to parentheses with 2 and 2 sevenths minus 3. Now keep in mind, x is by itself, so we just have to come over here and perform the operation. We have a minus, you can make it plus negative if you want, or just leave it minus, it doesn't matter. So I take 2 and 2 sevenths plus negative 3, and I got negative 5 sevenths. And that's your solution. There's no way you'd have figured that out on a graph. You'd have never been able to tell that. Okay, these get it more exact. 3x plus 2y equals 23. 1/2 x minus 4 equals y. Do you have an x or a y by itself in either equation? Yeah, you do. You got a y by itself here. That's your base. And the y is equivalent to the expression 1/2 x minus 4. So I write down the off base, 3x plus 2y equals 23. Now remember what I set up here. The parentheses, we parentheses one of these two variables. It goes to the base letter. The parentheses goes to the base letter. So the base is y, so the parentheses goes to y. and y is then replaced with its equal of 1/2 x minus 4. Okay, now line it up. You got 3x plus 2 times, and then the parentheses, and I put 1/2 x minus 4. After it's closed, it's equal to 23. Okay, we're going to solve for x now. We got x and x, okay? You can't parenthesize the wrong thing, okay? It has to be the right letter. You have to, if you parenthesize the incorrect letter, you're going to end up with a mess. Okay, so plus negative, there's a plus. We're going to distribute the 2, okay? And I'm just going to do it from right here. I'm just going to drop my plus down. And I'm going to take 2 times 1/2 x. That's going to be 1x. And then I take 2 times negative 4, which is negative 8. Okay, well, I didn't line that up good, did I? That's now gone. Okay, and then we add 3x. Okay. Now we're going to be solving for x first this time. There's no set way of which one you solve for first. It all depends on what you're given. Okay, so you have 4x plus negative 8 equals 23. So I add 8, I get 31. Divide by 4, divide by 4. You can have that for an answer on your decimal. Remember, it's x that equals 7.75. Okay, now you're going to go find your y. Okay. So y is by itself in that equation, so that's the easiest one to use. And I'm going to be putting 7.75 in the place for the x, because that's my answer. So we have 1/2, parentheses 7.75 minus 4 equals y. Y is over here. It's still by itself, though, so you have a times and a minus plus negative. You could punch that all into your calculator if you wanted to. I'll just do the times first, because that's where you go. 3.875. And then I plus negative 4. Okay. No, 3.875 plus negative 4. Negative 0.125. Long decimal, but at least it's exact. Backside. 4x minus 3y equals negative 2. Y equals negative 3x plus 18. Okay. Okay, do I have an... No, I don't have anything by itself. Well, I do have... Yeah, sorry, my bad. What am I talking about? We got a y by itself, so that's your base. Write the other equation, 4x minus 3y equals negative 2. And the parentheses needs to go to the base. The base is y. Okay. So negative 3x plus 18. Now we're going to have 4x minus 3, parentheses, and in the parentheses we insert that whole expression, equals negative 2. Okay, now when you're doing the distribution, you got to remember that this is a negative 3 here. Okay, so I'm distributing negative 3 to negative 3x and negative 3 to 18. So I drop my plus. Negative 3 times negative 3x is 9x. Negative 3 times 18 is negative 54. Then I add the 4x. I know I'm lining this up like crap, but sorry. Now I'm going to be solving for x. That combines into 13x plus negative 54 equals negative 2. Okay, now you take out your negative 54 by adding the 54, because 54 is not multiplied by the variable. It needs to go over here. Negative 2 plus 54 is 52, and you got 13 times x. Divide by 13, and we have our x. Finally, I didn't get a decimal. It's 4 whole, so x is 4. Okay, now to find y, find where the y is by itself. So y is equal to negative 3x plus 18. Now, 4 needs to go in for the x. So y equals negative 3 parentheses 4 plus 18. That's a times there. Okay, y is by itself, so you don't have to do anything like the opposite. You just need to go straight forward. So you times first, and then you take negative 12 plus 18, which is 6. If you have to times, you do that first, then you add or subtract. Okay, last one. X equals 2y minus 2. 23 equals 5y minus 4x. Okay, that's my base. Okay, write the off-base equation. 23 equals 5y minus 4x. Parentheses goes to x, okay? And you replace it with 2y minus 2. So 23 equals 5y minus 4. Now I make my parentheses and put 2y minus 2. So here's where we distribute. Okay, that's a negative 4 though. And that's a negative 2. So I drop that plus sign down. Negative 4 times 2y is negative 8y. And then negative 4 times negative 2 is 8. And that takes care of that. Now you have to add your 5y. And then you have 23. So my y's are on the same side. Okay, combine those. 5 plus negative 8 is negative 3y, and then plus 8. So you subtract 8 from both sides. 23 minus 8 is 15. It's important you make that wall so you know which number to get rid of, okay? Because you're trying to isolate the variable. Then you just divide that by negative 3. So negative 5 equals y. Now solve for your x. X equals 2y minus 2. Because y is gone, I can replace that with negative 5. You see how I'm doing that? So 2 times negative 5 minus 2. Okay, so you times first. Remember, with the number outside the parentheses is times. That's negative 10. Minus 2 you can rewrite as plus negative 2 if you want, but either way the answer is negative